Alrighty, guys. Another thing on the agenda. I wanted to have this quick meeting with everybody here because I had a conversation with Mr. Lang earlier.
Right.
So I want to be open and transparent with everybody. I believe Mr. Lang maybe had some conversations with you all and maybe got your hopes up about, you know, us getting paid more. Well, he raised the prices with Mosley's, which is great news, but I believe we're still going to be buying off of 6.5 from our employees, and that the profit margins for me and the managers are going to be the same, and Mr. Lang's going to take an extra, he's going to take a $1 cut instead of a 0.5 because he's the one that got the contract. I think that's pretty fair, to be honest.
Yeah, that sounds fine to me.
Yeah.
Well, you're saying...
I mean, I looked at my bank account today. I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I think we're still making money.
The same 6.5?
We're still getting 7, but we're buying from our employees for 6.5.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's already what we were getting. I wasn't even expecting more.
Exactly.
Yeah, I wasn't.
He never told me he was going higher than that. I mean, he like briefly said, "I'm just gonna gouge the prices" because he was mad in the moment. But I didn't take him serious, so I didn't expect that.
The fact that he was only getting 0.5 felt crazy as is. So
yeah, exactly. And he's the one that got the contract to begin with, so.
He's doing all the business.
I mean, he was, you know, I think it made sense for the time, but I think it's definitely time he takes a bigger cut.
I'll be honest, I think whether he gets 50 cents or $1, he's doing great because he doesn't have to. Obviously, he set everything up, like the structure. But, like, for him, he's going to be, you know, I don't mind, but he's good either way.
Yeah,
plus,
in
this
the future...
ensures more money towards the warehouse.
Yeah. And in the future, I think when we officially get a business license and stuff, what I'm hoping for is that whoever brings in that contract, maybe it'll work the same way. Whoever gets the contract will get that $1 extra. Then the people who are buying off of our people, you know, get the 0.5. And then we still just buy off of our people for 6.5. I think we're all still making money. And that way it kind of rewards you to get contracts if we can meet the demand. We just got to make sure we're only taking contracts when we can meet the demand, though.
I don't think that happen because if I have a contract that, let's say, I make a connection and I make a contract, right? Then that means I can't sell Lang shit. So I have to meet my contract.
Exactly.
And then his.
So
that would be an example of not being able to meet the demand. So that's like a conversation
we can only do in the future, like something that we can only do in the future when we have more employees.
Yeah, that's very future. Sure.
Yeah. Definitely can't do it right now. But, you know, something to think about in the future. And here's another thing. Me and Lang also discussed that we were talking about the business licenses. He said that they're kind of pointless right now. He wants to operate as we are. I kind of wanted to get one so we seemed more legitimate. And it is just nice to have the business joint bank account.
That's the only thing I care about is the bank account because we really could use that a lot.
Yeah, he thinks we're doing fine the way we are now. I was just kind of like processing after the conversation just because I was kind of caught off guard. It seemed like he wanted it a lot, and now it just like was a switch up.
I think he's just frustrated at the
I think he's just frustrated and giving up.
Very frustrated.
Not necessarily giving up, but
I think for him it was hard to justify the $50,000 for the bank account because you only just get the bank account.
I feel like the 50K is like the least of our concerns personally.
I think truly, like, I mean, if we all pitch in and we just get it, and you know, I think maybe he won't care, to be honest. I think sure, it seems like the least of our worries, but I think like to everybody in the city, $50,000 is still a lot. I mean, it is a lot to me as well. It would be a lot if it was one person paying, right? But because we have such a good crew of people, great people in management, I mean, I'm sure we can all come together and get it. But that is the conversation I had with him earlier today.
Okay. I feel like he's just probably tired of dealing with the mayor's office. It's not about the 50,000.
He is.
I think it's a mix of both because, like, well, one, the mayor's office is kind of like the people who, one, they're useless. Two, they're kind of the ones who made the. I'm sure you could get a lot more for like having a business license, correct? But they only made it so you basically get a bank account. So it's kind of on them to, you know, give more incentive to owning a business, and they haven't done that.
I don't even know what else they could do though. What are they gonna
like,
give everybody a fucking free building? Like, I don't think they could do anything more. That's on us to.
I don't know. You could do like tax breaks, you know, for paying your employees.
I don't know. I just don't have expectations from the government. I just wanted an account so that shit is easier for us to handle.
If you buy your own building, bam, tax break, because you bought it for your business. You know, there's things. Yeah. It's just they're not implementing them. And I think that's what's frustrating the Mr. Lang, and the fact that it's just a joint, it's just a bank account, and all the other frustrations with the mayor and them taking so long.
How often do we get to vote for a new mayor?
He is gonna be in office, what Mr. Lang told me, for another 2 months.
It's a 4-month term, I believe. 3 to 4.
So he's gonna be mayor for quite a while.
So basically, we're fucked.
It's hard to say.
Truly,
it's truly whether or not he's gonna take the initiative to make sure there's more of an incentive to getting the business license. Truly, I think that those things are gonna be put in place eventually. And I'd like to be one of the first people to get it, because it might be harder to get a business license down the line. This might just be the easiest time to get one. So I don't mind that there's not too much incentive right now, as long as those things come down the line. It's kind of my viewpoint on it.
I mean, we're operating fine as it is. I don't care either way.
I agree. I think no matter what happens, we'll be fine. I do want to come to Mr. Lang. I mean, if we all want it and we're all in agreement, I can come to Mr. Lang saying we can just pay for it. I mean, none of the money has to come out of his pocket, and we can just get it.
Yeah, we can bear the burden for him.
We can. But also, that's crazy. Us having to pay for a business license when it's, I mean, that just saying that out loud is insane.
So,
I mean, we made a lot of money from all this. To be honest, I think to be honest, I don't view it as a big deal if we need to.
To be fair, Cloak, for you and me, it's not a big deal. I think it should be the board of directors, not the managers. That shouldn't be their burden.
I think, in normal circumstances, I think that's how it would be. I think it's just tough because I mean, they just don't work the trash these days. They're more of like...
They reap all the benefits of our work all the time.
So if we split it between the board of directors, that's $12,500 each.
No, I will pitch in. I don't care if I will pitch in. It's fine. It's not
if you don't want to pitch in, feel free to say something. I'm sure we can come up with the money with, if you don't want to pitch in. But if everybody wants to, then I think that just solves the issue. It makes my life easier. It makes the headache go away.
I don't think it's a money thing for me. It's more so the idea of a manager paying for business license.
I get that, to be honest. Yeah.
Like, I can just get told to fuck off any day.
So that's why I'm like, if we can go back to Lang and say, what if we split the cost between the 4 board of directors?
He's just gonna say it's not worth it. I mean, he already doesn't want to do it. You know what I mean?
Then does he want to take a back seat and just let us go forward with it on our own?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think, like, it's interesting.
If that's the case, then why would we keep selling him materials if he doesn't have a vested interest within the company?
The thing is, guys, I've been thinking about this too. The thing is, Mr. Lang gets us all these contracts. He knows so many people in the city. And I think it would be easy to say we can do this on our own. But I don't know if we're there yet, if we wanted to. I'm sure we could
easily do all of that.
Yeah, but we'll probably get stronger.
I think,
like, I'm not saying
I think we could easily do it. To be honest, I think we could easily do it, but I don't think we should.
We shouldn't, and I don't want to.
Yeah, I respect Mr. Lang far too much, to be honest.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I don't know. He's the one that promoted me to manager, gave me the opportunity, in the first place. He's the only reason why. I mean, sure, I put in the hard work. You know, I did what I did. But also, he's also the one that put me in the position to be able to do what I'm doing now. I think it's just hard.
So just to be clear, we're not actually even talking or considering that. It's more so a hypothetical of we could easily do it if we wanted, because the demand is so fucking high.
Yeah,
really,
there's no shot we're doing that.
Anybody can do it.
Exactly. We could do it. It's just we're not thinking about it.
Right. What I'm saying is kind of like what Jason implied. This is a board type of thing. That's just what it is. Like, if he decides he doesn't want to do it, then we just don't do it. But if we're going to get a license and become legitimate, that's 1,000% something the board has to decide and split. That can't come down to like Alex, an employee, me, that's just a manager. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the thing is, we're not really we don't really have that. Sure, we have the board of directors, but we're not acting in those. I mean, me and Jason are acting in CFO, CEO roles right now, but the board of directors, that's gonna be a thing that we really act on more so when we have the business license. Like, as of right now, Mr. Lang is mainly acting as a sales representative.
Well, then that just needs to be ironed out. I think the point is what Jason is saying. Whoever is at the very top, that group, they're the ones that should decide and go from there. And me, personally, just the way I see it, me and Bo are not there. We're managers, but we're not at that level.
I agree. Right. And that's why I came to all of us to have this conversation. It's just like, do you guys want it? Do you feel the need? I'm here to listen to what you guys want as well. I think you want it. I think Boo wants it.
I do.
I think we all want it in this room. It's just, I need to come back to Mr. Lang with something. Maybe saying that we all want it. That he might not need it.
I just don't think we should have to pay it all. Like, maybe you, because you're up there, right? But that's like, just feel like I said, business. That's how it should be, right? There's got to be some kind of separation.
Cloak, could you and I meet? I have some ideas, and I understand where Santana's coming from.
Oh, I do too. And I hope you guys know that I do too. To be honest,
imagine if somebody like Tex pitches in for that, right? 10K.
Oh, I mean, we would never ask.
I know, but just a hypothetical, right? Let's say like a normal employee who's not a manager or a CEO, right? Imagine they help pitch it. Then you have.
I understand where he's coming from, but
yeah, I split part of the business license. Like, that's.
He can just say no.
Something. You get what I'm saying? Just because they help. Does that make sense?
What I think we need to do, Cloak, even though we do not have a business account at this time, I think you and I should probably go through some finances and figure out what both of us have that is for LSD. What in our accounts is LSD? And is that enough to cover the business license?
Guys, I am pitching in, so don't.
Well, the whole point is anybody that
over it.
Again, the whole point is the principle of it. If somebody pitches in for it, they may feel entitled, like they have a share.
And look, we all understand what you're saying. We all understand what you're saying, man.
So
I feel like we're just going around in circles at this point, to be honest.
I mean, if you want to
I have one last point. I have one last point. If any other employees pitch in to the business license at some point in the future, I will make sure that they are paid back from the business money. That way, they do not hold stock in LSD.
Like I said,
I'm sure you could do that.
This was just something I came up with. You know, I wanted to talk to you guys because he told me how he wanted it to go. I kind of thought we all were on the same page of wanting one. If you don't want to pay, you don't gotta. If you want to, you can. And that's just the gist of it, to be honest. I just need something to come to him with.
Yeah. I mean, I think we all agree that we definitely want it. And as far as that split, that's a separate conversation.
And that we could have contracts written between, even if Alex pitches in, the three of you.
Santana just made that conversation overly complicated.
X amount of time.
So who exactly is even officially the board? And do they actually do anything besides Lang and salesman?
Me, Jason, Lang, and Luciano.
It's just the 4?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and Luciano doesn't actually do anything, right?
Luciano works with us. He still works every
I'm
now
saying
and then,
besides,
but
besides doing shifts, like on the back end, he's not really like.
We
he
actually
doesn't
have
sell, he
never
doesn't do
had
that
a
stuff, right?
council meeting or a board meeting yet. Sorry, a board meeting.
like I said, I mean, we just started the structure very recently. Honestly, I think Luciano was mainly on there for the sole reason that I didn't want it just to be fully of our people. I didn't want Mr. Lang to be the only one on the board. Harry's gone. He doesn't work sanitation. Luciano still works. He was in an HR position before. I don't know what kind of role he's going to take in the future. It's mainly probably going to be voting on things, to be honest. And working.
He has a good head on his shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm just curious. I like him. I like him a lot, actually. Really good guy.
Yeah, so with us 4 on the board, and I get 2 votes, you know, that way we can make actual decisions and stuff. I honestly, you know, when I think about it, though, I'm not really too worried about anything because I feel like mainly me and Mr. Lang are on the same page about decisions and stuff. So
yeah. Also, I feel like
I think this is just the one thing that I really want that he doesn't care for.
I honestly, like I said, though, just him knowing how much we really want it will, I think, influence him because he seems to take things we say into consideration.
I did tell him it would be helpful. I did tell him that it would be helpful. I didn't like stress how much I wanted it, but
how helpful, you know?
Yeah.
Because when we're buying from a lot of different people, then I mean it's just annoying, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I understand how Cloak might want more like of a business motivation for him as well, along with.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. Just
yeah.
This is a business motivation. It's productivity.
Productivity and the fact that I just want Jason to be able to bookkeep from the business bank account too, and I don't know.
Not just that, but I just think
that's very important.
It's just me. Maybe it's just me, but I actually do think being like officially legitimized and recognized is valuable.
Yeah,
even if it's just in the eyes of cops or whatever it is, like that's gonna help us going forward. I think, especially when we get guns and the shit starts getting crazy. Go ahead.
Another way we could spin it is employee morale is a huge factor. If we're having to wait on everybody, like the trickle down effect, right? We have to wait for Lang to pay you, to pay the other managers so that employees can get paid. They could be, you know, if they have to wait,
it stalls things out.
It's gonna be demoralizing to them, especially like, you know, they sell to you right before storm and they aren't able to get in. You know, that could be a big factor. They want to get paid, they can't get paid, blah blah, yada yada, whatever, right? And then think of the morale boost for everybody who's currently in LSD when we are recognized as the official sanitation crew for the city.
The one and only.
And that's what I was saying too.
I think it goes a long way personally.
Yeah, and what I was saying too with like, guys, imagine it's so I'm sure we could get one easily right now. It might not be this easy to get one in the future. Like, I just don't like waiting on it, to be honest. I think
definitely be stricter because there's gonna be more businesses.
Yeah, yep, exactly. I want to get one sooner rather than later.
When Bo and I were in there, and we were presenting, she said nobody else had actually bothered to put together a business proposal like
no shot.
So
people are probably doing it right now.
That was her words, right, Bo?
Yep.
What is wrong with people?
That means Red Holding and LSD are the only two to have official business proposals given to the government. It's gotta help us.
We might have the first 2 businesses in the city. Isn't that crazy? Our crew.
That is amazing.
Just remember, though, guys, shit moves quick. Like by tomorrow, that could be like 30. You know what I mean?
Yeah.